Hi, I'm Ev from Weber Kettle Club, and today I'm going to show you one of my favourite things to cook on Weber's new SmokeFire barbecue, using a family recipe for the dough and make a meat lover's pizza using leftover meat. We all know that to make a great pizza you really need to make your own base, so I'm going to show you how to make the perfect pizza base. The first step is 1 cup of water into a large mixing bowl, then add 3 tablespoons of olive oil, followed by 1.5 sachets of dried yeast and a pinch of salt, and mix that in a large mixing bowl. Add that mixture into 3 cups of quality pizza flour and begin to mix the mixture through the flour until it starts to come together using your fingers or a fork. And once it starts to come together, you can then knead it into a neat ball. Cover it with Glad wrap and let that sit for a couple of hours so that it can rise. So while you're waiting for the dough to rise, I always make my own homemade sauce. It's super simple. Try not to use store-bought sauces, there's too much moisture in it and you'll end up with a soggy base. So I always just throw together a quick one and I'll show you how to do it. Into a bowl, put a small tub of tomato puree, a couple of tablespoons of olive oil, some fresh garlic, a couple of shakes of Tabasco, and I normally use a barbecue rub, generally a lamb rub with lots of herbs and spices just to give it some extra flavour. Mix it up, good to go. Okay, I've gone ahead and cut up some onion, capsicum and mushrooms, grated some mozzarella cheese, and I'm going to thinly slice some brisket and some pulled pork, which is a great way to use leftovers and take your pizzas to the next level. So I'm going to go ahead and roll out the dough. Divide the dough up into, I'm going to go for 3 pizzas, so I'm going to divide it into 3 even small balls and then begin to roll out the dough using a rolling pin. Use plenty of flour. I'm going to use semolina flour, which is a coarser type of flour. It just is a really good way to stop it sticking to the surface while you work with it. When you're rolling your dough out, a good little trick is to hang it off the side of the bench, let gravity sort of let it sag down, and it naturally just sort of stretches the dough out. All right, so I'm going to build the pizza, starting with the sauce, then a layer of cheese, then I'll go with all the ingredients, another layer of cheese, cue the time lapse. All right, so the pizza's made, it's ready to go into the SmokeFire, and one of the problems people find is moving it from when you've made it into the kettle, the barbecue, the oven. Using semolina is a good way to stop it sticking to your paddle while you do that. It's a good little trick. All right, so it's out, it's ready, looks amazing. Going to finish it off with some parmesan and a little bit of basil. It's ready to go.
Yeah.